So hello, welcome along to Eclipse Motorcycles. Today we're going to be looking at this. This is the Venom, made by Lexmoto 125, and what a glorious little bike this is. So we're going to just have a quick walk around this bike. As you can see, nice big crash bars to the front. The only difference between this and the Venom, between that and the Viper, is that the Venom has those crash bars all the way round, whereas the Viper has a half fairing to the front and an extra mudguard that is fitted just to the top here on the Viper. So from the front, almost a similar bike. This one has the new style mirrors. The older style Venom had a different shaped mirror to them. These are the new mirrors that are made by Lexmoto, and a lot better view of the road behind you. Nice little belly scoop to the bottom there. Very nice, easy access. We're just going to get up nice and close on this. Normally I switch to a second camera, but just looking at engine, you can see you can all access to the plug there and everything on that. And then just moving to the back, you've got that nice exhaust can, that rear disc just under there, and of course that nice red swing arm. And it has got some decent rubber on this one as well. Gearbox on this, 1 down 4 up, standard for most 125 motorcycles. And a nice easy access just to get into that starter motor there. Now the one thing I do like about this does have the Bluetooth radio on it. So you've got the Bluetooth connector there, so you can hook your phone in. Also has the ability, just under the seat here, you've got a Bluetooth USB connector. So if you wanted to load up a USB stick, and as you can see, we've got a helicopter coming in. So it's got that Bluetooth ability, also got the USB sticks. You can load your pre-recorded tunes onto the stick, get yourself all loaded up with your favourite ride tunes, and it does play through the tank. Now the speakers on this, and if you haven't seen the last video that I did on the Venom, we did ride around. I think we had a Dell playing out of it, rolling in the deep, so it's very, very loud on this one. Just going to fire it up and show you the dashboard, and as you can see, miles and kilometers there. You've got a nice easy view of that fuel tank, and you've also got your gears indicators just to the top right there, neutral light, main beam, and your engine management light, and your rev counter is just at the top of that clock. So we're just going to fire this one up. So start straight on the button. On the bike you've got your start button, kill button, and across on this side you've got the basic controls, the horn, indicators, main beam and dip beam, and you've got a headlamp flash to the back. So we're going to put this one out on the road. As you can tell, it's got 0 kilometers on this, or 0 miles as well. We're going to be looking to put about 20 miles on this bike for the customer, and we're just going to do my normal ride circuit. So if you've seen my ride circuit before, you'll know exactly what I do on my ride circuit. So just waiting to feed out into traffic, and we'll just see how quick I can get up to that, obviously that 40 mile an hour. So pulling out into traffic, 30, 4th gear, 5th gear, and straight up, and we're at 40. Obviously 125, they're not going to be the fastest bike in the world, but that's sitting nicely at 40. And we're going to run this down the dual carriageway like I normally do, just to sort of imitate what your daily ride would be if you were doing A roads and obviously dual carriageways. Now the view from that mirror, if you can see that mirror, I've got a perfect view of the road behind me, just a very, very fraction of my elbow in that mirror. And we're just going to come in hard on the brakes and pull it down. As you can see, those disc brakes really do the job. So a slightly different plan and a change of route. We're going to do some country roads and some twisties. So obviously if you follow any of my blogs, or my vlogs as I should say, on my big bike, you know that I absolutely love the twisties. And I think it's one of the last couple of videos that I did, we were out and had a nice little ride to Dunstable Downs. Go and have a look at one of those. But obviously on a 125 I tend to dominate position 1 and not obviously position 2. And everyone says to me, why do you not go in the middle of the road? That is where the cars are going to be dropping all the oil, all the grit is there, all the loose surfaces, all the rubbish you're going to find where the road wheels do not go. So obviously if you are riding 125, stay in position 1, or if you feel a bit confident and you're on single roads, go out to position 3. And we're just going to flick this through some corners. This is fresh rubber on this, but the Lexmoto rubber that they're putting on these tyres, really good. Nice little pothole there, and this little Venom soaks up those bumps. Very, very good. So just flicking it into the roundabout, and the handling on this is absolutely superb. So currently 2 miles on the clock, 18 to go, and I've just put the front wheel through a rut, and that bike did not shift in 1 iota. That's what I do like about these little 125 Venoms. Seating position, so feet are, I'd say, about an inch back from where the top of my legs are. So it tucks the feet in nicely. Not a sports bike position, but it's not an upright position either. It's just slightly back, so very, very comfortable on the ankles, the back of the legs, and on those knees. Knees grip that tank very, very well. And just bringing it in through the gearbox, and as you may notice, I do like to rev match coming down through a box. Just looking down at the controls, very, very easy to see if you've got your indicators on as well. So a nice clear visual display, everything I need right in front of me. And on these little Venoms, it's very, very easy, just a quick glance down, know where you are. And on that needle, we always say 8 o'clock, 30 mile an hour, 9 o'clock, 45, 10 o'clock, you're going to be doing 55, 60, so 8, 9 and 10 are the ones that you need to know. We're sitting about 5,500 RPM in 5th gear, and I'm doing a nice steady 42 at the moment. Obviously, for the purposes of running in and road testing, we don't normally go much above the 40. And just flicking it through that roundabout, you can see that this bike handles absolutely superbly. Now, I do like to lean a bike, and obviously on fresh rubber you would err on the side of caution, but with this rubber it's telling me absolutely everything that's going on under those wheels. I do like the feel of good rubber, and if you know what to feel for, if you're an experienced rider or a novice, you will know when you're going to feel those tyres breaking away, and there's absolutely no breakaway off that rubber at all. It's just absolutely planting itself on those contact patches. And it also gives me the opportunity to scrub the tyres in for the customer. Get a little bit of dirt and a little bit of road tar right across the surfaces rather than just straight down the middle of a tyre. Now obviously people say, why do you tend to find motorcyclists weaving? We're not doing it because we're wallies. What we're actually doing, and I can demonstrate very, very quickly while I've got no traffic behind me, is to do this. Now what you're actually doing, a tyre is completely round compared to a car tyre that is going to be flat, because obviously a car tyre has 4 points of surface. So 4 tyres equals 4 contact patches. Motorcycle, 2 contact patches. And when a tyre goes round, if you had flat tyres on a motorcycle, or very square tyres, you'd have no contact at the edges and you'd lose your contact patches. So hence why a tyre is rounded, but also hence why you will need to warm up your rubber before you start leaning it into corners. So that is why you tend to find a motorcyclist will lean or roll his bike backwards and forwards, thus to warm up those contact patches, which means your tyres are coming up to temperature. You're going to get a little bit more grip in those corners, which on big bikes equals knee down. And that is another subject I do like to sort of cross over. People say, oh yes, but knee down is for the racetrack. Yes it is, but it can also aid you in corners, especially with a bit of counter steering and a bit of rear wheel braking. We're just feeding out into traffic, coming up to a roundabout, Obviously my hazard perception, checking all the exits, making sure that there's nothing going to pull out on me. Quick shoulder check, obviously if I'm coming in on the left, just check your inside shoulder. And people say you don't use your mirrors a lot. No, I do not like mirrors on a motorcycle. They're there for a reason. Quick check over the shoulder, but you should always be doing these, your shoulder checks. It takes seconds to do a shoulder check, and you're going to get a far better view of the road behind you shoulder checking than you would if you was just using a mirrors. Mirrors have blind spots, people, so please, whatever you do, if you are out, do those shoulder checks. As we say with all the Lexmoto bikers, don't be put out that you're on a 125, you're on a motorcycle. Enjoy, embrace the Lexmoto motorcycles with passion. There is that Lexmoto Owners Club UK, I think it's called Lexmoto Owners UK. Hop on, it is a wonderful forum. You can normally pick me up on there. Obviously you won't see me on there as Rev Bomb. I'm normally on there in my personal name, and for those that know me, you know who I am. I tend to sort of comment and leave a few remarks about Lexmoto bikes, and you'll tend to find the ones that knock the Lexmoto page are the people that have never had one, or the people that have bought one and they've bought it from a dealer that just doesn't know what they are doing service wise or build wise. With Eclipse we'll do a 7-stage PDI, as I've said so many times before, 14 days at the moment. Currently we're at 16 to 19 days to prep a bike due to the amount of bikes that we've got coming through, and we would rather take that little bit longer than push a bike out to a customer and know that it's going to have an inherent fault with it, or it's not been tested to its full capacity. Hence the reason why we do these long ride tests. Now, as you can imagine, if I was off to work on this, I've currently still got 9 miles on the clock at the moment, so I've still got quite a bit to go. I'm about halfway there. If I had one of these for work, what a glorious little bike to be on. I could put the stereo on and have a bit of music playing to this, and I will be doing a video on how to use the stereo on a Lexmoto Venom and a Viper, because I have had a lot of people say to me, how do I use it? How do I use it? It is very, very easy. There are only 4 buttons on this. So basically, for those that do want to know, I can run you through a very, very quick chat about how to get this thing running. So all you need to do, very first button on the left, turns it on. There we go, it is on. Now that is currently in Bluetooth mode. So if I've got a phone that I wanted to connect up to it, I would go onto my Bluetooth on my phone, search it out, and it would normally come up with the bike's name. It would come up Venom or Bluetooth system motorcycle or something like that. You would instantly identify what that bike is. So go onto your Bluetooth system, bring it up. The next one you've got is your radio. Now if you happen to hit AMS, so this is currently in Bluetooth. If I pressed it again on number 1, 98.2, Radio 1. Now obviously for the purposes of ride testing, if I was to play music, I would instantly get demonetized for playing music through a stereo, and it has happened on my last one. So as you can see, I'm going to look down, 98.2, and then third control in, so obviously the second one in from the left is AMS. Hold that down, it will scan your favourite music channels, put the top 7 music channels in there of the best frequencies. So it will scan the frequencies, find the best 7 and program in. You might end up with a bit of classic FM or radio too, but you can just hit the AMS again and skip those channels that you've already got, or keep your favourites. So you can just about hear that. So button 3 and 4, which are the 2 on the right, is volume down, volume up. and I can just about hear that. Obviously I'm going to keep the music low due to monetization and silly YouTube, but that is how the stereo works. I will do a very, very in-depth interview on how to plug in the USB, how to get some music sort of playing through that, or how you can link up your phone and play your tunes through your little Bluetooth speakers on this. So now 12 miles on the clock, and it is currently 5 PM, and not a single issue from this bike. It is still plodding along like a little good one. Now obviously we put 8.5 litres of fuel in these, which takes them up just over half a tank. I've hardly used any, so very, very good MPG out of these little Venoms. And the Viper, most of the Lexmoto bikes, you get absolutely brilliant fuel consumption out of these bikes. This has had 3 lots of inspections and PDIs. Rides out normally, it'll be myself or the other guy that does the riding, but for the last few weeks it's been me. And who am I to complain when I'm out on a bike? A little air-cooled engine, not getting a lot of heat off of it, so the air-cooled engines do work very, very well. So on the final couple of miles, it didn't take long to put another 20 on this, which is what we normally do. 35k, 20 miles on a bike, and just feeding it into that roundabout, and that Lexmoto rubber just sticking that bike to the road. Good on your Lexmoto, these tyres are absolutely beautiful. And if you can hear my pocket, it's saying it's 20 past 5. You should be back at the garage putting the bikes away, Dave. Not at the current moment. I'm not. I am riding. It doesn't take you long, obviously, in Milton Keynes, where we are, to be a couple of minutes in the countryside and out on a bike. Absolutely loving it. So heading back to Eclipse now. And just as we make our way back to the garage, give a couple of quick heads up on what we're doing. So we always say it on every video, have a look down the bottom in the comments section or on the actual channel description. All the moto vloggers that are friends of mine that I follow are all on there. So great bunch of guys. And then you've got all the links for all the people that follow me and sponsor me, and then also the links to Eclipse motorcycles on their main web page. But if you happen to be just want to dial in and you're just listening to what I'm telling you about, Eclipse motorcycles on Facebook, look for the 2 Royal Alloy scooters, or look for the photo of the Mini and the scooter. You can also have a look on their main website, which is eclipsemotorcyclesmk.co.uk. Pop on there and see what bikes we've got. Or if you happen to be on the Lexmoto pages, just put in Mike Kilo 2 Papa Foxtrot MK2 2PF. That will give you instant access to our garage. You can call the team, give us a bell, 01908 643 603, and put in number option 2, I think it is, to get you through to bike and car sales. That will get you through to myself, Rev Bomb, otherwise known as Dave. And then a couple of other things. If you want to follow my channel, The easiest way to do it, if you are following on the YouTube and you want to see all the other stuff that I do, is to go to the website. Far easier than me reading out a load of links. So the Instagram, the Facebook, the Twitter, the merchandise, all my details are on the Revs website, revbomb.co.uk. So what I will be doing in a minute, as you can tell, the traffic is absolutely mad out here today. And she's just ticking away nicely below me. Time for a quick filter, I think. And one thing I do like to filter. Quick shoulder check before I drop back in on the filter though. That 520 alarm is still going off in my pocket. So, final bit back to the garage. Been out with RB, looking at the Lexmoto Venom. Will be some more videos coming out as we ride obviously more bikes over the next couple of days. Until then, don't forget to smash the hell out of that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, hit the like. If you don't like it, I don't mind, you're entitled to your own opinion. But thank you for watching. Until then, this is RB signing out saying ride safe, be well, and from all the team at Eclipse, have a good one.